This is Ryes Bangura Williams, and you're watching the Chat with Chaps live show.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Good evening and welcome to the Chat with Chaps live show. I'm your host, Joe Zampa, and tonight I've got three fantastic co-hosts. Before I introduce them, first of all, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. As you know, everything we do for this channel, all the money we make for this channel goes to Cancer Research UK. So you can do your bit just by simply subscribing and liking, and also commenting at the end as well. It all helps with the algorithms. Special thank you to our sponsor, Spectrum VR. You can see that at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. But look, I'm going to bring the guys out and introduce them to you. Not that they need an introducing, you know who they are. So first up, our Northern correspondent and chairman of the Ido Maraku fan club, it's Mr. Ben Green. How you doing, Ben?
I thought that was disco, mate. Yeah, no, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. I'm very, very excited because we've got someone very special on the show tonight.
Yes, we have got a special guest, haven't we? And Ben, can I just ask you, when is the next AGM club meeting for Ido Maraku fan club? And will you be supplying tea and biscuits for the fans when they arrive?
Absolutely. We meet regularly on a Sunday to discuss his performance. So, yeah, Sunday mornings, I'll get the invites out to anyone that wants to join. Tea and biscuits are included, and we are going to be getting together some T-shirts for the next AGM.
Brilliant. How lucky is Ido, eh? Fantastic. And next up, he's back, a man who's been to more work disco parties this year than most of us have had hot dinners. The only guy whose hips have a better party range than RBW's, it's the one and only Disco Steve. How you doing, Disco?
I'm good, thanks, Joe. Evening, boys. Nice to see you all. I'm sorry, I've got a bit of dodgy link here. You went a bit stuttery there.
What's new, Disco, eh?
Joe,
I tell you what, ask Father
I'm really
Christmas,
good
ask Christmas for some Wi-Fi this Christmas.
Get rid of that dial-up, Disco.
Yeah, okay. Get rid of that AOL dial-up and go for a proper, optic fibre, what you want to call it. Yeah,
I can reboot and sort it out. Sorry about this.
No, I'm sure we'll be good. We'll see how I get on. And finally, now, you might have seen Mr. Donovan on a pod before, talking all things Millwall. Yeah, he's articulate, he's knowledgeable, he's a good-looking guy. I mean, the girls do love him, but sadly, Mike Donovan is busy tonight. So we've got his brother Paul Donovan. How you doing, Paul? You good?
I'm good, mate. It's good to be back.
Where the hell have you been?
Just here, there, and everywhere. The chaps weren't paying me enough, so I finally got my pay rise.
You'll play hard, forget, wouldn't you? You waited 3 years,
yeah.
and you finally got it.
He did a Mo Salah, mate. He was engineering his exit, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's it. They thrown me under the bus with his 8 holidays a year. So I finally got a pay rise out of him.
We should let him go on a free, really, shouldn't we, Ben? But I'm glad you're back, though, mate. I'm glad you're back, and good to have you. We're going to go to the chat in a second, but before we do that, just want to have a quick message to our lovely listener, the lovely Ross. On behalf of everyone with Chat with Chaps, just want to say that we're thinking of you, Ross, during this difficult time at the moment. So we're going to go to the chat now. So bear with 1 second. We'll see who's in the room. So first through the door is George MFC. How you doing, George? Good to have you with us, mate. The one and only John Thorpe. How you doing, John? Fantastic, mate. £10 donation. Livermore's going to get you. That's right, exactly. What's her lot, wasn't it, John? Now it's Livers. Good to have you on. Cheers for the kind donation as always, John. You're a legend, mate. And Alex, I hope you well, mate. Even feathers, Struber, you're we can work out the rest. Carl Brace, good to see you. Jeff Charter, friend of the show. Hope you well, mate. Tom Van Rouge from Holland. Good to have you with us. Actually, Tom Van Rouge. I actually think I know this guy. It's just let me know. Yes or no? Is it Bob Peters? If it is, let me know. Husey, good to see you, mate. Good evening. Good evening, Jet. Jeff, hope you're well, mate. Dave Turner, good evening. Chris Brown, good evening, mate. Mark Lindsay, hope you're well. Tommy, good evening. Good to see you, Dave. Des, good to have you with us. The Danish Destroyer, there he is. Jesper, evening, Paul and team. Mark Murphy, good to see you. Good to see you, Colin. Stephen Jones, here's a quick stat for you. Look, see, you could take the boy out the stats, but you can't take a stat out of the boy, can you? Here's a quick stat for you. As per Disco's request, we've not lost in a derby in our last 5 games. Last defeat was in 2017, coincidence when Paul was last league.
1-0 ending now. Cheers, Jonesy.
Cheers, Stato. Rob Morgan, good to see you, mate. Callum, good to see you. Colin, good to see you. Hello, Roger. Well, mate. Lee, God, it's busy tonight. The lovely Bex with us. Evening, guys. What a handsome bunch we have tonight. It's have these guys back, isn't it, Bex? Craig Jones, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, funny to see Mill win away. Absolutely. Chaos Luke, good to see you. Danny, I tell you what, is it getting full tonight? 118 of you in the live already. Evening, guys. Evening, Benji. Evening, Glenn. Hope you well. Tom, good to see you. Alex, Disco, are you Benjamin Button? You look younger each week. He does, mate. He does. His dodgy Wi-Fi blurring the camera. Jeff, good. Callum, good to see you. Right, I think we're there, guys. I think we're there. Sorry, I can't read all your comments. We have to move forward the show because otherwise we'll be here all night. But I think that's pretty much everyone. John C, good to see you. Joseph, good to see you. Evening, Mike Donovan, the more knowledgeable and better looking of the Donovan brothers. I'm joking, Paul.
No, you're right. But yeah.
I'm right. Okay. Right, guys. We'll start with Paul. So I want to get in there early before he turns off and goes away. We won't see him in another 2.5 years. So, Paul, match recap. Millwall 1-0 away at Ashton Gate. What did you make of our performance?
Quite ease me and gently. Right, so it was this old school Mill performance, wasn't it? The first half was a bit tough to watch, but kind of we dug in, kept in the game, kept them at bay. I felt like they carved us open a few times, like played between the lines, and we was caught out of position. And then whatever Alex Neil said at half time, I feel like we just finally got a foothold in the game. And then once we nicked that goal, I know that they had a few chances, and yeah, I think it was offside just about, wasn't it? The linesman made a good decision, but just a cracking win, mate.
You're right. Cheers for that, Paul. Coming to you next, Disco. What did you make of the performance? Obviously, I think we had like a 4-1 formation again, didn't we? We looked quite solid and well balanced, didn't we?
Yeah, look, ditto. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Because I've gone to the iPad. Yeah, sorry about that. Look, ditto Paul's faults there. I didn't see the game live, I'll be honest. I was, funnily enough, down in London out in Covent Garden.
But you watched it back there, didn't you, Disco?
Yeah, I've seen the game full match replay, which is actually quite good sometimes because you don't have the emotion involved. So you can watch it a little bit more relaxed and, without getting carried away. I think Paul's spot on. Look, I thought first half we gave it. I know we deliberately like teams to have the ball, etc., but it seemed like we were giving them a little bit too much space at times. And although they never really worried Crocombe in goal, I think they could easily have done so had we had certain balls not dropped differently. But saying that, second half, I thought we came out with real intent. I thought we looked a lot more dangerous. We deservedly then went a good chance from Aziz, didn't we? Where he couldn't quite spin on it and get a shot away. We then got a fantastic goal, which I'm sure we're going to come on to. Look, then let's be honest, we can all get carried away. We hugely rode our luck. I mean, I heard Angelo saying, crikey, at the end, how many chances did they have in the 6-yard box? And Jesus, didn't they? There was one chance where it went through Cooper's legs. And even Carl Bates commentating said, it's in. And I'm watching the replay. And I thought, it's in. And I thought, frig, did that not go in? And then Danny jumped on the ball. I think he did handball it, actually. But he had a bit of a fracas with Sinclair, didn't he? And look, we held on. Could have been unlucky, and like Oxford with that late goal. I'm with you, Paul. I think it was fractionally offside. And the reason I say that is every still that I see, he's not touching the ball, the guy. His foot's up behind his back, so he hasn't quite touched the ball. I think when he touches the ball, the guy is level, or VAR would have given it a toe in front. But who cares? It's about time we had a bit of luck. He did go up early, the lino, with it. So it was, wasn't dubious from that point of view. Great save from Crocombe before that. And listen, the boys deservedly held on. And that was a really, really good 3 points. Although I fancied us before the game, it was a really good ground out 3 points. And look, with Casper going off, which we'll come on to as well, we were really up against it late on, weren't we? But no, well done to the boys and the fans. It looked like they really enjoyed that win, and as we all did. So the HMS Millwall continues, Ben.
It does, mate. It does. I don't think there's much more for me to add there, Joe. Yeah, listen, it was a proper performance. Fans were excellent, very loud. I've always got a little bit of hatred for Bristol City. I don't know why. I don't really like us either, but I hate them. It's always nice to beat them. Yeah, we did hang on a little bit at the end. They had some good chances. As I see, I think it was Des in the chat just mentioning Croker. He made some very good saves. I'm still in full belief that he should be number one. I've seen nothing from anyone else to suggest otherwise. I think he's excellent. I know he had a couple of dodgy games, but I think he's more than proved he should be number one moving forward. Delighted for RBW, but again, just want to call that out. Again, I know we're going into more detail, but what a great bit of awareness and calmness in the box just to slot Mihailo in. Yeah, listen, a great result. And obviously now as it stands, we've created, I know it's only 3 points, but do we dare to dream that we're going to start to break away maybe with Borough a little bit? Listen, like I say, it's only 1 win and 3 points, but yeah, can we start to make a little bit of a gap?
Let's hope so. As you say, guys, very it was a massive sort of defensive effort late on in particular. And as Disco said, I was watching it back. I watched the whole 90 minutes back yesterday, and you kind of know what the score is. You know they're not going to score or not count anyway. And every chance they had, my heart was in my mouth thinking, oh my God, and especially that one right at the end where is it Mahita? His name is. He crossed the ball in at the back post, didn't he? I think how the hell did he miss that? Maheti. Yeah. So. Unbelievable. So, but there you go. Great win, great performance. We definitely managed to sort of grind that one out. So, as always, guys, we're going to talk through the players, give our opinion on their performance, how well they played. We always start from the goalkeeper, work from the way back to the front. So, I guess starting off from Max Crocombe, Disco. Obviously, I thought he was kind of reliable all game from watching the replays. He was outstanding on that 93-minute sort of save right at the very end that kind of effectively helped us win the match. What did you make of his performance on Saturday?
Yeah, sorry, Joe. Just before I go on to that, can I just say, and I'm sure we might have a few Bristol fans tuning in to Bitter and Twisted, but what a whingy, horrible team they are as well. Actually, not a bad footballing team. Look, they've got a decent little setup there, but every decision, they're moaning and groaning, trying to get our players yellow carded. Fact, watch it back. They are straight in the ref's face, trying to get players booked. They wanted Doherty off, didn't they? Which was, look, you can argue it looked a yellow card, but actually he got the ball. There were several tackles where we got the ball and they're straight in trying to get Cooper booked, weren't they? So Twine's got a bit of history with us, hasn't he? At the Den, and didn't he dive at the Den?
He dived once, and
so look, a cracking player, especially with a dead ball. But they're a horrible, nasty little group, and I'll tell you what, they are going to get it with bells on at the Den on the 29th, and really would love to be there for that. So, but Crocombe, echo Ben's thoughts. Look, he's establishing himself. He had a little shaky spot, didn't he? A couple of games where he looked a little shaky and a little bit questionable, but he settled down again and looks really solid. And wow, some fantastic saves. That one at the end, that shot, that was in, wasn't it? Low and hard, skidding along the surface, and he tips it round the post. Really, really good. So number one for me right now. I'm still Jensen when he's fit. But it means he can take his time and, and he's playing again, isn't he? He can take his time and get 100% fit. I'm more than happy with Max in goal right now.
Nice one. Cheers for that, Disco. Come to you next, Ben. But before we come to you, Ben, just guys in the chat, just to warm me up a little bit in case you're getting cold in there. We used to have polls in the past thinking, who would you pick, Max Crocombe, or would you rather have the Big Bender in goal instead? And I think Max kind of won that by a landslide. Just out of curiosity, if obviously, we know Jensen's back, he played for the under-21s last week, so he's slowly getting back into kind of full fitness. If he was available right now, who would you rather have in goal? Give us a 1 for Max, a number 2 for Jensen, and we'll work out the scores at the end. Sorry, Ben, go on, mate.
Well, no, mate, I was actually just going to continue on with that. I'd be interested to see what the chat say, but if you do go with Jensen, I'd like a bit of reasoning as to why you think he should come in. Yeah. I just don't think there's any reason to drop Max. I think he has been excellent. I've spoken about his confidence before and how much it instills confidence in me. And as you see, he only really had a couple of shaky games. Even then, really, you look at the Birmingham game, it wouldn't have mattered if it was Peter Schmeichel in goal, really, we still would have got beat. So he didn't really do anything wrong there. So, for me, mate, I don't see any reason as to why Crocombe gets dropped when Jensen's back fit, being perfectly honest.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And just come to your next, Paul. Before we do that, just want to check the scores in the chat. So remember, 1 is for Max, 2 is for Jensen. At the moment, we're getting a lot of 1s in there, I must say. Got 1 there for Des, 1 for Lee. Neo's going for Max 1. Got 4 1s there for Peter Hamilton. Chris Brown going for 1. George 1. John Parr 1. Look, I mean, this is unanimous, isn't it, really? Look at that. 1.
And just while you're doing that, Joe, I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, actually. It's amazing to me because he hasn't played a huge amount of first-team football, let alone at this level. I know he's an international keeper in New Zealand and all that sort of stuff, but it's not like he's played 200 appearances in the Championship.
No.
He's been number 1 at Burton in League One. He's not got a huge amount of Football League experience as a number 1. It is, mate.
Do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting 40 vibes. Similar
40 vibes
trajectory. Yeah, I know 40 was younger, but he hadn't really played much.
But then Max 32 years of age, isn't he? So maybe he had less wear and tear on his body. As you say, hasn't played a lot of competitive games at a high level. So maybe he's got a couple of years left in him as well. Sorry, Ben, very quick. Husey, I saw you there, mate. Just want to say, hope all's well with you, mate. Hope recovery's going well and hope you're back on your form again, mate. Sorry, Ben, go on.
No, I was just saying from a confidence perspective then, Paul, do you think, where do you think that's come from within him? Because you say he's only been playing at Burton, right? It's not like he's been number 1 in the Championship for any other club. So he's clearly a very confident guy. And I know probably can't answer that, but it's amazing that he's come into us and just settled in and he's confident, right?
Well, I think you can see the difference in, I know we're not going to talk about it just yet at the end, but like where the little dust up at the end and you've got Crocombe in amongst it, hence the 4D, like I'm up for this. And then you've got Bender sitting on the bench at the back, hiding away. I just think that just says everything about them as people. And sometimes as a Millwall keeper, it's not just about how good you are, it's about what's between your head and like how brave you are and if you're willing to have a go. And I think he is. Jensen's got he's got a battle on his hands, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because I admire Jensen's sort of strong-mindedness, like he's psychological. When I met him at the end of the season, awards last season, he was like, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to take the number 1 spot, and that's the attitude you've got to have as a keeper. But I tell you what, it ain't going to be easy, is it, Paul, for him just to kind of walk in and go, right, give us the shirt back, He's going to have to earn it, isn't he? And I think in order for him to earn that chance, Max is going to have to mess up, pretty badly, I think, for Alex Neil to give him the chance.
Yeah, there's not much more I can add. I think it's the shirts is until he loses it, or Jensen does something in training so special that Alex Neil decides to throw him in. With the stinky cup draw we got as well, I don't think we're going to get a long cup draw out of it where Jensen's going to get a run and kind of work himself back in. But if we have got Jensen and we've got Crocombe, at least then, I'm sure, Bender can go back to Fulham, maybe free up some more wages and get a 48% of midfielder in.
God, we need it at the moment. And George has done some quick maths for us. So 20 number 1s there. So look, it's a landslide at the moment. Bender, we've got another 1, got a 1. Bex can't make her mind up. She went for a 2, then she changed her mind again and she went for a 1. So
Bex went for a 2.
Yeah, indecisive Bex. But look, fantastic. So we're gonna discuss Zack Sturge now next. So I think it's your turn, Ben, to go first this one. So obviously first game back, Ben, after concussion. I don't know about you. I thought you looked very solid defensively, and you had a reasonably good game. Would you agree?
Yeah, mate, I just love him. I genuinely just love him. I think, I know I mentioned it last week, Benjamin Bloom did a piece on him and said keep an eye on him. And
right.
I just love him, mate. I really do. He's athletic. He's getting better defensively. I think when he first come into the side, he was a little bit. He's clearly been one of those wingers that have been moved back throughout his time at Chelsea and that. But yeah, I just love him, mate. I think he's going to be, hopefully, a long-term left back for us. Whether Joe Bryan's out of contract in the summer, isn't he? So whether that plays out, it's going to be to his advantage. I would think if he does leave Joe Bryan, as I said, I just love him. I think he's brilliant. I really do. I think he's everything you want in a modern-day fullback, wing-back.
Couldn't agree more with you, mate. Paul, coming to yourself next. I mean, is Sturge, does he make that left back spot his own now? I know he's got a lot of competition. He's got a fit Joe Bryan available now for tomorrow. Also Doughty as well. But in your opinion, does he take that shirt, a left back?
Same as Croker, mate. It's his to lose at the minute. He's doing well. He's a unit as well. So solid. Yeah. He was unlucky. If you watch Angelo's analysis, he says as well, just as he strikes that ball, it's so similar to where he scores, but it just kind of like bounces off the floor a little bit and it gets underneath it and it goes over. But
a little bubble.
Yeah, he's just a cracking player. Great find from Chelsea, obviously. Just got to give him experience, keep him playing. And it's interesting because you're going to have, like say, your Joe Bryans, Doughties. That's a lot of experience and a lot of money and wages being spent on them. But
absolutely,
it's his shirt to lose, mate.
Yeah, well said. And then Disco, come to yourself, mate. I mean, as the boys said, he was nearly scored late on, didn't he? Very unlucky with that little bubble before the strike. But what did you make of his whole performance? The fact he's been out for a whole week, comes straight into the starting lineup and gives a performance like that, and it helps contribute to a clean sheet, doesn't he, as well?
Look, really telling first and foremost that he got the nod. You think about it there. I thought Doughty would probably get the nod with his experience and the dead ball situation, but he brings him straight back in. I think, as the lads have said, he's clearly looking more and more solid defensively, isn't he? And we already know he looks good going forward. Still gets caught out a little bit from time to time, but at the same time, his athleticism and his power and technique gets him out of trouble a little bit.
Yeah,
the guy's quality, and he's only going to get better. I differ from you boys slightly. Yes, a little bobble, but I think we're getting a bit wokey there. He should be putting that away all day long. That was a great chance. And he sort of tried to hit it funny, didn't it? Sort of side-footy flick. And I know you'll argue, but that's what he did when he scored. But really should have probably put his laces through that, and it's 2-0. But he did brilliant to get there as well. So I'm really impressed, and I think he's only going to get better. That's the real key.
As Yaz says, the only way's up. Cheers for that, Disco. Paul, come to yourself, mate. Jake Cooper, captain's performance. I mean, he looked quite solid. It was a rock in the back from what I saw of him, and sort of organised the line, and he played a big part in that clean sheet, didn't he?
He was. I give me man of the match to Kelly. I think that's more because of his age and how he's come in and done well. But Cooper, for me, he would have been the actual man of the match. He just headed everything, cleared everything. You could see him controlling the line. I just think he's the one bit of experience that we can't be without. Because when you look at the age of our team, we've done so well to get that age down. But I don't think with Cooper and how he keeps himself fit, I can see him playing for another couple of years. He's just brilliant, mate. When the ball comes in the box, there's no one else you want in there, really, is there? He's going to ready to kick it. He's going to find a way.
And also, I do feel, Paul, when you're a player that relies heavily on speed and you lose that bit of pace, a little bit of speeds, then that's your detriment, isn't it? That's your downfall. Whereas with Jake, bless him, he's never been renowned for being the fastest. Yeah. But what he has got, he's got the football intelligence, his positioning sense, his leadership skills, and his ability to defend. Doesn't
the club are clever.
You know?
We've just spoke about Zack Sturge as well next to him. So the club are clever. So what they've done is they've got this absolute giant of a centre back that will let him kick anything, and then they've got someone that's rapid next to him to help him out in the situations where he needs to. So it's just about your squad building.
Absolutely. I just want to say, Hughesy, sorry, mate, just respond there. Thanks, Joe. Yes, 3 weeks post-op all tubing detached, resting up while surgery wounds heal. Brilliant. Fantastic, mate. Cheers. Brilliant. Good to hear that, Hughesy. And hopefully now, like I said, now you're on that, you're on the other side now, aren't you, mate? You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So hope all is good. Good stuff. Coming to yourself, I believe it's your next disco.
Yeah. Listen, Coop's brilliant. He started to take a little bit of stick, didn't he? And there was people thinking bring Taylor in and go alongside Crama. Then he got the suspension and he's come back from that and he's just gone from strength to strength. Look, he's still a little bit awkward at times. That one that went through his legs that I mentioned, although it was difficult, but he sort of cleared that one, didn't he, in front of Crocombe, which from the TV angle looked like it was going in, but it was a great right-footed clearance. But I'll tell you the best tribute I can give him, or compliment I can give him, is, look, Sinclair is some beast, isn't he, when he comes on. He puts himself about and he bullies and he's fast and he's aggressive. Cooper stood up to him, didn't he? And he would, thou shalt not pass. And you could tell he pissed Sinclair off. He didn't like it at all.
It's interesting because he did, you're right, Cooper did have him in his pocket and he switched over the other side, didn't he, towards Danny Mack instead. And to be fair to Danny Mack, he dealt with him as well, didn't he? And he's half the size of him.
Yeah.
And Crama, you're right.
So, look, brilliant. Jake, he's doing a great job and long may it continue. He's an absolute warrior for us. And, look, first name on the sheet, which is brilliant.
Yeah, good stuff. Ben, so I'm laughing. I've just seen Kenneth's message there. Looks like Bex went for a number 1 and ended up doing number 2. Hope she has plenty of hairspray. Legend, Kenneth. And yourself, Ben. Sorry, mate. Also, Ben, do you remember me mentioning about the coaching that I was giving him on his corners?
Yeah, I do, mate. Yeah.
And I was looking for a corner. I don't think we even got a corner, did we? I was hoping to see a corner where he'll listen to my advice, my coaching skills, and see if it pay off.
Shame we didn't get to see that one's for you, Joe Zampa shirt.
I know, exactly.
Mate, listen, Jonesy and I have done our November review, so a little plug for that. I think that'll be out in the next couple of days, and we speak about the importance of Coops. What was he missing for the Pompey game? And you just see how much of a miss he is. He is the most underrated and underappreciated player I think we've had in a long, long time. People dig him out because he's not the quickest, but listen, in those situations where your back's against the wall and you need to defend, there is no one better, in my opinion. I remember saying 18 months ago, or 2 years ago, I would thought him and Hutch were the best centre-back partnership in the league. Obviously, Hutch got old quite quick, but listen, Coops' longevity and what he brings to us, again, I think people give him a little bit of stick unfairly because he's not the most vocal of captains. But as I said, you see the importance and his positioning in the team when we lose him for a game like at Pompey. As I said, I think he genuinely is the most underappreciated Millwall player in recent years. He's just he is a legend, in my opinion. He is a legend, a modern day one, but he is a legend.
Excellent. Cheers, guys. Yeah. And Jake, I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you are or not, mate. But a lot of love here for you from the panel and the listeners as well, I'm sure. So keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully you'll be lifting that trophy come. It won't be the promotion as an automatic, but even if it's a playoff trophy, it'd be good enough, wouldn't it? Disco, I'm going to start with yourself next. He's protege. Alongside him, Caleb Taylor. Obviously, he looks like a young Jake Cooper, doesn't he?
Yes.
Built in a sort of way, not quite as beefed out as Jake is just yet, but he's definitely an understudy. Someone who I think having Jake Cooper alongside him gives him that mentorship, gives him that kind of that experience alongside, kind of to help him develop and mature as a defender. What did you make of his performance on Saturday? Did you feel he had a reasonably strong game?
Yeah, again, getting better every game he plays, isn't he? Still looks a little shaky, and there's a few wayward passes. I think there was one really strange one that he literally just passed off the pitch at one point. But look, he's getting better and better, starting to look like the quality prospect that we thought he would be. And you're right. Look, he is I was going to say a mini Jake Cooper. How could you be a mini Jake Cooper at 6'5" or whatever he is? But look, I think he will get stronger and stronger. I think he'll have his challenges. I think, you know, some tricky, nippy strikers. I think we might find it tough. But then what defence wouldn't do, you know? So, but you can see he's growing with confidence, and I think he'll turn out to be a decent signing, definitely.
Nice one. Cheers, Disco. And then obviously Ben, yourself. I mean, is that partnership now sort of settled in your opinion? Him and Jake as first choice.
I think so, mate.
Quite a while ago, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. And again, my only concern would be, I do agree with Disco, is when you come up against maybe very agile and quick forwards as a centre-back pairing, they aren't the most of athletic centre-halves. They are proper head it, tackle it, do the old school defensive type of things. But listen, he's come in, he's scored goal of the season. He's looked very solid. He was excellent against Palace. I think for me now, I know we talk about Bex's boyfriend in a minute, but it kind of just cements that it just cements that position for Crama out on the right, and until Taylor has a bit of a nightmare. Sometimes I always think you get forced into playing a certain team, like we've spoken about many a times with RBW playing last year due to injuries, similar maybe with Taylor because of the injuries we've had. He's come in maybe a bit earlier than we thought, and hopefully now he just cements that position with him and Coops.
I agree. Cheers for that, Ben. And Paul, just end of yourself, mate, with regards to Caleb Taylor. I felt he seemed to grow in confidence as the game continued, but I also say he's grown in confidence as the games have continued. I think each game he looks to be more and more confident, a little bit more commanding, seems to win his aerial duels a bit better now. I think a lot of us mentioned in the past, didn't we, that he's a little bit, he's not quite the Jake Cooper-esque type leader yet at the back, is he? But now he seems to be a bit more aggressive and a little bit more confident in his ability, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's going to take time. He's another player that you're naming where he's not played much Championship football, so it's going to take him a time to get into it. But I mean, obviously I haven't been on for a while, so the Southampton game, he's never going to do that again. But that was unbelievable. I don't think hardly any of our players are going to be able to hit a ball like that ever. But just take it a game at a time. And I think it's I prefer Crama right back than centre half. So I hope he stays there. And because I feel like we're just a better team overall when Crama's at right back.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. With Crama in mind, Ben, just want to head back to yourself now on this one. Would you make of his performance? Obviously, right back seems to be his preferred position at the moment. I've got Bex there, hanging on to every word you say now.
Just it's boring talking about him, mate. Isn't it? He just, even when he doesn't have one of his. Yeah, Venom, I spoke about it last week, didn't I? There's that recurring thing, does a 10 out of 10, does out of 10 and a 10 out of 10. Listen, it wasn't a 10 out of 10, but would he have a 7 or an 8? And that's kind of like, he was just unnoticed. He is what he is.
And he's still one of our best players, isn't he? Like, doesn't have the best game, but yet he still looks as a potential man of the match contender, doesn't he?
And that's the highest of compliments you can play, mate. When he's, not say one of his worst performances was by no means a bad performance, but it's still a level of 7 out of 10, right? He's an unbelievable footballer. The Brentford scouting system is very good. They've obviously plucked him out somewhere from the French, was it second division? So listen, he's Brentford are very good at doing things like that. I know he went on loan and all that sort of thing, but if he isn't playing again in the Premier League in the next couple of years, I'll be amazed.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I know Bex doesn't want to hear that, and that might be with us, but if it's not, he's definitely going to be in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree. And coming to yourself, Paul, just I know you touched on Crama earlier. Just your final words on Crama and his performance, and how well he's been playing for us.
Yeah, without echoing everything, it's like you say, he weren't his best game, but that one moment where Sinclair Armstrong knocks a ball past him, and then he kind of takes him on in a foot race, and you just assent that he should just go part, but he don't. Crama keeps up, gets the ball. I don't know another centre half like it. So I know he's playing at right back, but his natural position is a centre half, and he's going to reach the top. I do think he could go as high as he wants, basically. Hopefully with us.
Yeah, hope so. Let's hope so. So that's the goalkeeper's defence covered. Can
I just throw one little bomb in there, and Bex will be straight on the typewriter when I say this. I'll throw it out there. Is he a little erratic at times, Crama? Does he get a bit carried away and gets a little bit scatty almost? that one when the guy left him laying on the floor, and I think he did get a knock to the head, but he seemed to get himself in a little bit of a knickers in a twist sort of thing, being a bit too erratic would be the word I'd use. But listen, he's phenomenal, and as I say, the vultures will be circling in January and at the end of the season. But yeah, is that one little fault with him? He's sometimes can be a bit erratic in instead of being calm in a difficult situation.
I don't know. I think it's just the way he is. He's a different player to like Tanganga. Tanganga was like a bit of a cool dude, really. Yes. Like, he would very rarely break sweat. He was just good enough, and when he needed to, he would up a gear and go third gear, fourth gear when needed to. Whereas I think Crama's sort of player, I think just the way he plays, his tenaciousness, I think he has to be on it. Like, he has to be up there, he's got to be focused on the edge, because otherwise, sometimes players like that, if they're not on the edge, they lose that focus, don't they, a little bit? And maybe that's what you're seeing with him. But with regards to like erratic, I mean, I wouldn't say he makes mistakes or anything. He's not somebody who makes the wrong decisions.
I mean, he sort of just boots the ball away sometimes.
Energetic,
but you what, Ben?
I ain't having it.
Energetic, mate.
Yeah. Well, I just sort of
you say he's beautiful. You say
create a bit of debate and discussion. We'll see if I get pelters.
I ain't having it.
Yeah, I'm sure you get pelters from Bex, if not from anyone else. So. Let's touch on Casper. I mean, rather go to each and one of you, because we've got quite a few to get through here. I'm going to just throw the grenade in the middle there and let you guys speak whenever you want to. Just go for it. So Casper, obviously, brilliant first half. I felt was very tidy, kept it very, very simple. He controlled that pivot, didn't he? He'll get the ball, play it out, win the tackles and stuff. But obviously, he went off at half time, which we understand is a calf issue, which is a bit of a worry. Alex Neil came out and spoke about it through Suffolk News, I think it was, but we don't believe it's a long-term injury. It could be maybe, hopefully, a couple of weeks for what we're hearing, rather than a long period of time. But what did you make of Casper's performance? Anyone just free to come in whenever you feel like it.
Just on his injury, mate. Is that something he's done before for us, or in the past? Is it a concern that it's his calf again?
I don't think it's a reoccurring issue from memory. I know he's had Achilles issues before, and he had a slight hamstring tear more recently, didn't he? But the calf, it's a bit more high up the leg, isn't it?
Again, is the Achilles? This is getting technical now, but is the Achilles the same leg? Again, more just on his injury. But mate, listen, he had a solid game, didn't he? It's a gut. If he's out for any length of time, it's going to be a big miss.
Yeah, it seems like, guys, he could be out for Wednesday, tomorrow. Oh, it's a big game against Derby. I don't suspect he'll be ready. I mean, he could surprise us all. And you never know, he could be in the starting lineup. Nothing would put you past Casper being available. But in all honesty, it looks like he may not be available. So how big a blow, guys, is that going to be for us? Not just for Wednesday, but also for Saturday at home against Hull.
Massive, isn't it? Look, without a doubt. I've got a feeling it was a bit precautionary, Joe. They sort of intimated it was tight, and they thought if he goes out and absolutely ruins it, then that's him out for weeks or months. So look, I don't think he'll play tomorrow night, but at the same time, it would be great if he does. Maybe Saturday would be fantastic. Look, it's going to leave a big hole, and the problem is we haven't really got a natural midfielder to go in alongside Dan Kelly. We'll all have our views on who should go in, and we'll talk about that later. But look, he's just made that position his own, hasn't he? And he has become, a real pivotal player as well as a pivotal role. But listen, just shows again how good was it that we could come out second half and not allow that to stop us from going and getting a win. Even better. Definitely.
Also, cheers for the reminder there, George. Massive congratulations to Casper and his wife, Iris. They announced that they're expecting their first child together, which is fantastic news. Obviously, I don't know if Casper or his family are watching this, but if you are, I just want to say massive congratulations on behalf of the Chat with Chaps crew and all our Chat with Chaps family as well. So best of luck and wish you all the best with that. So
Jesper can give him some handy hints on baby.
Yeah, I'm sure he can.
Expert.
Exactly. So baby would be due, I believe.
He better not get 3 months paternity like Jesper did. He'll have to wait.
I doubt it. Not while he's living in the UK. He won't put it that way. I think the baby's due next year, middle of next year. So after you watch this space, and before you know it, there'll be an announcement when the baby's due as well. So that'd be great news. Dan Kelly, guys, I believe got man of the match voted by us fans. What do you make of his performance? I mean, he started out in the 8. When Casper went off, he had to go into the 6, which is like in front of the back 4, do that kind of defensive job and work in the pivot. But he looked industrious, didn't he, guys? He was relentless. His energy covered a lot of grounds, and he sort of protected our back 4, didn't he, at times? What do you make of his performance?
Paul? Yeah, okay. I mean, it's because you say it all, and then I just think, well, you've said pretty much everything I could think. Yeah, he did exactly what you just said. What does he do? He does it. Yeah, you're right. He does do all that. Yeah, he's just, and apparently he has got. He's a very an old head on young shoulders. He takes, and you can see the beauty of Alex Neil as well. I know it's a bit of a sidestep, but the beauty of Alex Neil is everyone knows their job and they know where they've got to be on the pitch. They know when they're attacking down the left, you're here. So I think it makes it very simple for players. So you can have Ryes come in, you can have Daniel Kelly come in, and they know where they've got to be on the pitch, and they've kind of obviously they've got the youth, athleticism, energy, and the quality. It's amazing because if all the others are fit, he's probably still on the under 21s. Like not even getting in the squad. So
true.
It's great that although obviously we're gutted, we'd rather have your Caspers, your Billies. It's great that an opportunity does come, and hopefully he can build on it going forward because he's definitely got some quality about him.
No, I agree.
He's a unit as well, wasn't he? By the way, because he used to when he first came, he was like a little baby face, wasn't he? And then suddenly I don't know what he's eating.
And he had the body to match that, didn't he, as well? Like you say, he had a young face, but he also had a young sort of slim body, where now it seems like his face is still young, but he's got like a kid's face on a man's body. That makes any sense, doesn't he?
Do you think it's too extreme for him to be thinking, if I can have a 10, 20 game run here and really turn it on, he could be looking at the Scotland squad for the World Cup?
Not a bad shout,
they're
actually.
fucking shit.
But in all seriousness, I mean, they're not great side. If he can really get a run of games together, make name for himself in the championship, who's to say they couldn't break into that squad?
He's a regular under 21, isn't he? He's a regular. He's in the frame for that. Yeah. So. And
also, as a young player coming through, I think he had high potential. Everyone's looking at his kid as the next bright thing to come through the Scotland sort of ranks, if you like. So. Admittedly, his career sort of stagnated a little bit because of lack of games and all that, and injuries, of course, which didn't help him. But you're right; he's definitely getting some game time.
Good
now.
on him.
I think
good
at the
on
moment,
him for taking his chance. And listen, again, still a lot to improve on. You can see that, but the guy's taking his chance and really stepping up to the plate. And I hope it continues for him. Well, I hope it does because we need it to, but also for him personally, without a doubt.
Well, at the moment, Ben, he's recognised as our only kind of available natural sort of central midfielder, isn't he? So you like to think if he's fit, he's going to play tomorrow and play in that pivot sort of role again, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, that was no dig on him whatsoever. That was a dig on Scotland and how shit they are. Nothing on Dan Kelly. No, mate. Yeah, I've mentioned it before. Sometimes you get forced into playing certain players, and like we did last year with RBW, we kind of got forced to play because of all the injuries. It might be a similar situation now with Dan Kelly, that he's been forced to play, and we're kind of stumbling upon him being in the squad sooner than expected. And hopefully he can take that chance. He's clearly, like you said, he's come from a good pedigree at Celtic and their youth academy, played a lot for Scotland's youth team. So, yeah, listen, I think there's a lot of potential there. And he has definitely beefed up, and he's eating a lot of haggis.
he is. And when we talk about leaders on the pitch, we talk about players that got that kind of Millwall-ness. I know it's still early days, but he seems to kind of tick those boxes, isn't he? You look at the way he plays.
His interview, Joe, was amazing. From Millwall-ness, he just got it. Yeah, if you haven't seen it. I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to have to watch it. Brilliant. He just said, listen, it was a typical tough, dirty Millwall type performance, and he just got it straight away. And then he spoke about the little kicking off afterwards, and he just he just gets it, doesn't he? He clearly does. He's a jock. He
was rallying the team on the pitch, wasn't he? When it was the last 5-10 minutes, he was saying, come on, for a kid to be doing that to the more senior pros, good on him. And that's what we need,
Yeah. I said it before, I'll say it again. He reminds me of a young George Saville sort of coming through. I mean, the fact he's left-footed, he plays the same position, very slightly different build to Saville. But the point I'm making is just that mentality, that kind of aggressiveness, that no nonsense, combative, and it just seems like somebody who I think can fit that kind of mold in the next sort of few years. Anything you want to add to that, Paul, before we move on?
No.
Right.
Well,
I
watch this space. Incoming, a goal from the edge of the area from Dan Kelly. You wait and see. He's got a shot on him, that boy. I tell you.
On his left peg. You're right. Exactly.
100%.
Right. I'm going to go by Paul's advice. I'm not going to mention anything now. I've just mentioned the players' names and let you guys do the talking.
Okay? Shut up, Joe.
Ryes Bangura Williams.
Oh.
Boom. Go. Boom.
Cool, calm, collected. As I said earlier, great awareness for him to roll in. Mahalo, just love to see him doing what he does best, mate, getting an assist. And listen, again, was it his best game on the ball? No, but did he work hard again? Yes, I'm sure Alex Neil would have loved to see it. I can talk till the cows come home about RBW and what I think he brings to the team. You could put any of our other players in that position. Would they have picked out that pass? I don't think they would have.
The composure, you're right. Yeah,
couldn't agree more, mate.
Such a sort of simple thing in a way, but it was massive, wasn't it, Ben? Like you say,
the awareness, Disco. He could have snatched at it. He could have hit it. The awareness and the composure just to say, no, I'm just going to roll this to someone in a better position.
And the weight on it was perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like he is quality.
There's two things I want to add to that, and I watched Anjo's analysis. And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you watch Anjo's analysis. Stepping in for Chris while Chris is on a holiday at the moment, and Anjo done a great job on doing his analysis. And he picked up about Ryes Bangura Williams. He mentioned about how he started the move off. He gets the ball, he plays a little short pass to Negley, who then Negley drives the ball forward, plays the ball to Aziz. But what I love, and I think Anjo didn't really mention just then, is that when he plays that ball to Negley, I don't know if you remember the goal, guys, but as soon as that ball goes, he turns and he goes. He busts the gut to get in the box. And as that ball's being played to Aziz, Bangura Williams is sprinting so hard to that 6-yard box, which meant that when Aziz has the chance and he messes up, where's Ryes Bangura Williams? Right where he needs to be. Yeah. He's literally in that place. Now, had he not bust the gut, guys, in the chat, if you watch the goal back, you'll see what I mean here. He absolutely busted that to get into the box, and he wasn't in the box there. The ball would have come to the defender. He would have cleared that ball, but it doesn't. It comes to Ryes Bangura Williams, and as Ben said, he's got the composure to not panic, not try and manufacture his way to try and get a shot on target. He just says, you know what, I'm going to lay it off to Ivanovic and let Ivanovic take the shot. And I think that's his like third or fourth goal now. He set up with Ivanovic since the two of them have been playing together, haven't they?
Yeah, fantastic. Look, as you say, Ben, sorry, Paul, go on, mate.
I know, I was just adding, he's just like a street footballer. He just has the SA vibes where he's someone that if you're paying to go to football, that's what you want to see. As much as you want to see the hustle and the bustle as well. At Mill, we're not used to this. But the fact, like, even when he just like kind of tucked it over the geezer's head and ran the other side of him, like, that's we don't see that. God. And then the first time pass, it's not like then he's had a shit touch just come off his shin. We've been watching Duncan Watmore for years, and we've gone from that to some bloke flicking it over his head, taking a touch, and just pinging it out to the left wing. He's just
and like you say, Paul, it's the right amount of of that pass, the right weight, isn't it, on that pass?
Everything.
Just play the ball to Marku, wanted to play him in,
And again, I can't tell you how hard that would have been, or the composure levels for him not to have even it's come out to him. Most players would have just tried to hit that. Like, honestly, the composure and the awareness to do it, just
quality.
It just tells you what sort of footballing brain he's got.
Yeah. What do we make, guys, of his defensive capabilities? I know Ben mentioned in the previous show that, we could start asking the question now because, like, at the past, people have been asking questions. And even Alex Neil mentioned about, can he do it off the ball? Can he work hard? Can he be aggressive? I don't know about you guys, but I saw that. I saw him, the tenacity. He was pressing, he was running back, getting in position again. He seemed like he was doing all the things. He even took a tactical foul, didn't he? He took a yellow card when that player broke through. And it was him running back trying to stop that player from breaking through. Have we seen that side of him being unearthed now? And does that make him an even better player for it?
I'm going to slightly disagree, Joe. I think you can see he finds that a lot harder. He's trying.
I agree. He's not
trying,
there, but he's definitely getting there.
He's trying, because he's got to. But you can tell it's not his natural game. But I'm going to contradict myself later when we predict the team and what have you. But it doesn't feel like it's natural to him. That
it's not natural. No, you're right.
Getting stuck in and winning the ball back. But forget that. I was going to say, do you remember as well? There was a little scramble in the box when he tried to get round a couple of players and he dragged it back.
So what a goal that would have been.
If he'd squared it, I think somebody was in for an open goal, but he tried
equally, he had a bit more luck and that ball broke through. It had been onto his left foot, and I can imagine him just pinging that to the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Or,
there is a game coming where he's going to absolutely tear it up. I hope it's tomorrow night, but there's a game coming where he's going to absolutely rip it up and be brilliant. Yeah.
I agree. And I think that moment you mentioned there, Disco, for me, it just showed again quite clearly he's got that magic in him. We saw it against Cardiff, I think it was, when he make that move and create the assist for Casper, when he scored.
Yeah.
And again, it's just that moment of brilliance of there's no other player in our team that can do what he does when he's on it, when he wants to sort of do those little things.
And that's where, whilst I'm saying I feel it's not natural for him, and he's really having to work hard to try and work on that defensive side. I ain't bothered, because he's doing what he's doing attacking wise and creative wise is off the scale for what we're used to. So I'll forgive him that. But I understand now why Alex is sort of had him on the sidelines a bit in terms of his all-round game. But he's going to shine. He's going to shine these next few games. You wait and see.
Just to challenge that though, Disco. He doesn't need to be as long as he works hard at the defensive stuff, as in he's working hard for the team. It doesn't matter if this doesn't sound really stupid. It doesn't matter if he doesn't win a tackle, but as long as he's doing the right things for the team and working hard off the ball, I almost don't care if he doesn't improve on that. As long as he's working hard and he's structurally in shape with what Alex still wants, that's all that matters, right? So you look at the last two games you played. Southampton, excellent, flying, great form. Was always going to have a lot of the ball, possession hungry side. Bristol City, flying, same thing. And he's done everything Alex Neil would have wanted from him, I think. And when he's had his opportunity, like he did Saturday, he's taken it. He's shown his composure. He's shown his class. So for me, as long as he's working hard, which is clearly the point Alex Neil has made a few times, it doesn't need to improve on that defensive side, in my opinion.
I agree. What I'm saying is, I think Alex would say if he was better defensively, then he'd be first choice on the sheet, But now we can debate. I'd have him first choice anyway because of his creativity. And I would 100%. The guy is, and he's only going to get better. I'm trying to say I can see he's having to work really hard to be what Alex wants him to be, and he's not comfortable with it. And it probably affects his attacking ability a little bit as well. But as I say, first choice for me all day long. He's proving it, and he's going to have a big game soon. You wait and see.
I suppose my point is, I 100% what you're saying is, I think for me, you've seen in the last two games everything, in my opinion, what Alex Neil would have wanted to have seen from him. He's worked hard.
Is that therefore great man management, or just a little bit of luck with injuries, whatever? Because Alex Neil been wanting this, and that was partly the reason why he wasn't playing Ryes many games, because he didn't think that Ryes can carry out what he needed to do in that position. But Ryes has proven he can do it, and I guess in some ways he had to work hard to prove he can do it when given the opportunity. So you could argue that, yes, fair play to Ryes, but also, is it great man management from Alex Neil that he's trying to get Ryes thinking that way and really kind of working hard on that kind of element of his game to kind of make him the complete player? Is that fair to say?
Paul's the coach here, but I think 100% on both, mate. It takes the manager to highlight it, but it takes the player to go and implement it. Because if Ryes doesn't want to go and do it, he's still sat on the bench. But Alex Neil's highlighted it to him and obviously said it to him, and he's had the awareness to do it. But as I say, Paul's the coach to comment on it more.
Luckily, he didn't do a Mo Salah, did he? And go and sulk and
exactly
tell everybody he should be
first
choice.
Joke aside, that's a great point from Disco. A lot of players, especially young players, will say, you know what, fuck you, blah, 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 have a moan, refuse to train, get me a move, get me out of this club. But he didn't. You know, he was happy for the team when they were winning, and he was doing all he needed to do, and he's got his chance, isn't he? You know, I love the Alex comment here. The kind of player that Bambuza left the club after the game. He went back to Greece or something like that. He was a Greek international, and you're right. I think his contract was terminated because in that game there was two things he done. Then he ruined him in that corner for the goal. But if you remember the time when Ryes broke through, and he done a bit of skill, he nutmegged him, didn't he? Do you remember when he drove through the middle? I think in the other half. And that Brilliant. Player has never been seen since, unfortunately. So rest in peace. Next player I'd like to mention is Camille Negley. Again, guys, I don't care who goes first. You know, just jump in. What did you make this performance? Came in a centre midfield role, didn't he? And was asked to kind of do a bit more of a defensive sort of job. Ben, do you thought he played well?
Yes, I did. He made the pass, didn't he, out to Femi for the goal.
Outside the boot.
Outside the boot. Listen, I think we talk about it a lot. I don't think we dispute his technical ability. I want more from him from a physical point of view in the Championship, and we're still trying to figure out, I think, where his best position is. I think we're unanimous in saying he's not a winger. People want to say he should be in the 10. I just think there's people potentially ahead of him. But, yeah, listen, I think he came on and did well. Do I think he comes in and warrants a start anytime soon? No. I think that's where I'm at with Negley, mate. He did well when he came on. I can't say anything other than that, really, mate.
I don't know about you guys, but I always feel he plays good centrally, Negley, which is very difficult because we are good. We want Ryes Bangura Williams playing centrally as well. And I can see going to Alex's comment here about, you know, will we not just play him out wide then? But I think Alex still likes playing with width and pace. And he likes the Maraku, he likes the Ballos and the East that can hurt teams on the break. I don't think Ryes that sort of player. You know, he wants the ball at his feet. He wants to create things and do things. You know, he doesn't want to be the runner that's going to go past the fullbacks and stuff. And I don't see Negley doing that either. Would you agree, Paul?
No, yeah, he's a neat and tidy player. I do think there's something in him, and I'm hoping it will be better. That the pass again was like the RBW pass. It was perfect weight outside of the. Again, that's what you pay the money for, because that's not if that pass isn't perfect. Aziz takes one touch out on his right foot as a shot. Obviously, comes back to his left foot shot, but it's all about technique. If that technique's not there to start with, and that's again, don't want to dig it up, but that's George Animan playing that pass, then we're trying to win a throw at the end of it. It's not ending in a goal. But so he's got quite. It's just going to take time. He's been. What was it? Last January he's come. He's probably been injured for 3 months of it. Obviously the off season, so he's not really done much. He needs to do better. I want to see more from him. I just, like you say, I don't know his position. I hope he can find somewhere, because he's definitely got something about him. Just needs to find it.
One for the group and for the listeners. Do we think his price tag plays into our expectations of Negley? Again, if we'd assigned him for a Zian Fleming fee of $1 million, whatever it was, do we think we're kind of going, like you're saying, Paul, there's a player in there, give him a bit more time, a bit more leeway? Do we think, I probably answered it myself, but do we think, given the fact that the fee was higher, that the expectations are naturally higher and we expect more from him?
I think you have to agree to that point, don't you, a little bit? And you look at Del Boy, you know, 500 grand, everyone's saying, what a snip, you know, and I don't think, even if he did have a bad game, I don't think anyone would have a go at him. But you're right. I think when you spend that lot of money, a bit like Coburn as well. I mean, I know Coburn's not at the £5 million reported, because we know there's lots of add-ons. It's not actually 5 million. I think it's like 2.5, and it plus add-ons, whatever. But you're right. When you've got that price tag over your head, I do feel that plays a big part in fans' expectations, don't they, of players? And I know yours expectation, Ben, really relies on that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think you just naturally, certainly for us as well, when you spend more money, right, you do expect a bit more from a player. But listening to Paul talk about him, I just sat there then and thought maybe I'm a bit harsh on him at times. But you do sit there.
In game, I'm the same. In game, I'm the same. I'm pulling my hair out sometimes, thinking like, what are you like? When he plays right wing, because when he plays right wing, right, their tactic was when Crama was right back, he got away with it because Crama went high and wide, so he got a bit of space in behind. But when it was Leonard, he would tuck inside, and every time we got the ball to him, he'd just lay it back to Leonard, who would lay it back and would kind of go out and then exit on the left. But he just, I didn't never see anything in him. I never see any. He didn't get the ball. He doesn't take people on, and he was just constantly playing safe passes. So on the right, it just doesn't. When you compare him to someone like Aziz, there's night and day. Yeah. Has he got quality? Yes. Where is it? I don't know yet. I'm just hoping we can see it and he can find somewhere.
That's still my point with Negley. I'm still unsure where he plays for us, where he fits in, and I think that's my frustration with him. I say, like Paul said, like I don't know where he plays. Like, is he going to be our best number 10? No, I'd rather see RBW in there. Is he a winger in the Championship? I think again I've said it. You haven't unanimously no. So I think that's the thing. But I say I think the fee does come into it because you just want more from it.
A player.
You made a great point a few weeks ago, Ben, where you said, look, who we bought him from. Sorry, remind me, what was the team we bought him from, Negley?
Sparta Rotterdam.
Where did he play? He played wide for him, didn't he? He's
right wing,
and he looks terrible at wide. You know, just you're right, Paul. He just doesn't. Just always. I think he's a player that needs to be facing the opposition goal, doesn't he, rather than facing our own goal. But look, I'll give the guy credit. Not been impressive in recent weeks. Putting him on the bench seems to have given him a bit of a kick up the arse, and he's coming on now with a point to prove, and he looks like he's up for it a bit more. He's still way off the levels of strength and we talk about RBW doing defensive work. Jesus Christ, Negley falls into that camp. But Paul, you're right. That ball on Saturday was phenomenal, wasn't it? That's what you pay your money for. And I tell you guys, that helped create a goal. That's what you're paying big bucks for, you know. So can we afford too much luxury? No. But can we enjoy spending money and getting quality like that? Absolutely, because that was a nice little 1-0 win that we wouldn't have got otherwise. So look, room for improvement, but I think the guy's trying, and that'll do for me right now.
You know what? It's interesting to say that on the last home game we played, I can't remember who we're playing against now, where he does a 1-2 with is it with Crama, and he has that shot and it goes wide, doesn't it? And we were thinking, why did he get on target? Yeah. What I didn't like then is that he turned round. He had no, like, normally a player would be like, on their knees and putting the shirt over their head or whatever. He just sort of coolly turned around, just jogged back. It's almost like he didn't give a shit, like it's a training session. And that's the bit that annoys me with Negley, is that lack of careness. It's almost like I don't care. And I want to see passion. I want to see him fighting. I want to see him wanting to win and do well. And I think sometimes what annoys me with Camille Negley is that clearly he's a talented player. Technically, he's very good. Got a great little left foot on him. And when he's on it, he's on it. But we want to see that kind of passion. And I think the only time I've seen a bit of passion was probably the last game against Bristol City, where he's coming in playing an essential midfield role where he's having to work hard, he's having to sort of do the defensive side of it, and he actually looked more up for it. He actually showed that he kind of cared a little bit. I think that's the part we need to see in him, that kind of passion and that kind of fight is what we want to see, don't we? And you mentioned about, players with fees there, Ben. One player that doesn't come with a big fee is Ido Maraku. But certain fans have a high expectation of him as well, don't they? So the stage is yours, Ben.
Do they have high expectations? Yeah, a lot of people do have high. No, people have a lot of faith in him coming good. Is probably a better way of putting it. I feel really bad because I come on here all the time and talk about my mate. And you mentioned RBW for the goal. If anyone hasn't, and this kind of sums Maraku up, watch Maraku for the goal. We break. And he is the last of the forward players to not be in the opposition box. So you are desperate to try and score. You want to have the anticipation or the awareness that the keeper could palm it out from that side. And he's just sort of ambling at the back post, stood still. It just sums him up, and I think that's what we always talk about with him. Again, I feel really bad because I come on here and I'm hypercritical, but we talk about his numbers. His numbers aren't going to improve unless that anticipation and want and desire to get better in those final third areas improve, because that's
would they ever improve though, Ben? Because I do.
Well, no, that's what I question, Joe, isn't it? I don't think they will, and that's what
this is the thing. And going to just find Roger's comment there as well. Obviously, he disagrees with me, which is absolutely fine. I didn't see his reaction. It was at the Coldborough Lane then at the time, and I sit at the Kitchener stand, so I didn't see his reaction facing the goal. To me, he messes up and he jogged back. But when he's jogging back,
is that Negley?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
When he's jogging back to his position, his face is almost like I couldn't care. It's that kind of attitude, but. I'm glad you say that, Roger, because that's now put him in a better light, in my opinion, because I personally thought he didn't give a shit, whereas I'm glad, even if it was for a split second, that he did. Ben, going back to your point there, mate, I disagree in that I think that Maraku does try. He has got passion.
I didn't say he doesn't try, doesn't have passion. I think and the work rate's there as well. But what I agree with you is I don't think he's got the football intelligence to know where he needs to be. That's what lets him down. And I think we've seen him tracking back. We've seen him put tackles in. We've seen him work really hard for the team. But I just don't think he gets it. He doesn't know where he needs to be and what position he needs to take up at times. What's your thoughts on Maraku, Paul?
Well, I'm always defending him in our group chat.
I know, that's why I've asked you to come in now. And
mostly to piss off Ben.
Yeah.
Mostly to annoy Ben.
And it works.
Yeah. No, you said yourself earlier, when people have a big price tag, you treat them differently. See, it's the same the other way around. So I like playing devil's advocate, right? So he's cost basically nothing. He's not going to be on decent wages, and I don't think he's actually ever going to. I don't think he's going to get the level we need him to grow with us how we're growing at the minute. However, I think he's doing a job for us in the position he is. If you look at Maraku, he is always, when you look at the heat maps, he's always the highest player on the pitch, wide on the left, right? So even just by being there, don't get me wrong, he is infuriating. He is absolutely infuriating. But by being that far and the fact he's that direct, he occupies their defenders. Look at Tom Fellows the other week, £10 million, and he didn't get a kick because he's constantly worried about Maraku, because Maraku don't know what he's doing next, and neither does Tom Fellows. I just think by, for instance, being that high, that wide, it gives others space. It gives Ivanovic a bit of space in the middle. It gives Aziz more space when he cuts inside, rather than it all be. Don't get me wrong, would I rather have another player in there with Maraku's physical attributes he has end product 100%? But I don't know how much that would cost. Even Ballo, I don't think Ballo's got 4 assists. But if you look at Ballo compared to Maraku on the eye, Maraku's taking people on constantly. I feel like Ballo's regressed a bit, but then Ballo's got 4 assists because he's got quality at the end. So we kind of need a balance, don't we?
But that's exactly my point with it. But I again, just to be clear, I've never questioned his desire, his work rate, his all the stuff he does off the ball. But again, we hammered a certain George Honeyman about his off the ball and defensive attributes when he used to play wide. And like I said, his final season with us, would he have 4 goals and 3 assists? And Maraku ain't getting 7 goal contributions this season, mate. I can tell you that, because of his, I don't say his football intelligence, because that's harsh, but we're talking about we're talking about his desire to get into the right areas, mate. When we are breaking, we spoke about RBW busting the gut, getting into the box, being in the right area, anticipating the keeper making the save. And Maraku's just ambling along, back post. If the keeper pushes that out and it goes to the back post, he has then got to run 10, 15 yards. If he's got to do that, the defender's getting it. And that's just my frustration with it. It's just, listen, has he got all the physical attributes in the world to be a good player? Yes. But until his output increases, there's nothing more to say.
The mad thing is, I agree, and he's the most infuriating player. If you look at the last 5 games or 6 games, whatever it is, the only 2 where we've lost, he's not played. So again, I don't think he's this amazing player, but when he's not on the pitch, I feel like it affects other players. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they think, oh, fuck's sake, we've got to look at this geezer because he's constantly running at us. We've got to worry about him, and it creates more space. But if you have him as an individual, then, yeah, I don't think he's at our level.
But like I said, mate, if with someone with his ability to beat players and get into the right areas, the amount of times he does, because he does get into the right areas, but it's then his decision making or his final ball that lets him down. like I always use the golf analogy, and people will be bored of it. If I hit the ball 350 yards down the middle of the fairway and then thin my wedge over the back of the green, it's a complete and utter waste of time. That is a Maku.
100%.
Yeah, but you could always chip it back on, Ben, and maybe putt 4 times.
Chip it for free, yeah,
in the real world with us amateurs. Come on, mate.
Again, I just want to, just to end on that, because I do feel bad, and I don't, listen, I know people wind me up with him. It's more just, I don't have the faith of him coming good. And that's my frustration with it. And David, I think, was just in the chat there and said he will come good. And I'm based on what? There's no numbers to back it up. Like I don't know.
Do you know what I'd like to see, Ben? Sorry, just finally on him because I feel like I'm actually offended him too much now. But what I'd love to see is if you watch Maraku with a corner, right? He passes it in with his instep, like he crosses it with his instep. If you watch him when he crosses the ball, admittedly he does it too hard. Same with his instep. You watch him like on Saturday when he's running across the box and he tries to lace it. He throws it every time. I feel like if he's ever going to score, you're right. He needs to be in the right place and he needs to more of a caress it. He needs to caress it. I'm not going to call him Thierry Henry, but he needs to caress that ball into the box rather than trying to smash it 100 mile an hour every time. He needs to place it because he's not got the ability to put his foot for a ball and keep it low. But Alex Neil will be trying to get that into him. And let's face it, mate, if he can't, then he ain't going to be here that long.
Yeah,
I think the telltale sign, I just go, you want to come in? I said, the telltale sign always is if we have a fully fit squad, does he start? I think the answer's no.
That's a key point. Listen, this is a brilliant topic. You could have a show seriously on this. And all jokes aside, Ben, I've
said it before, Disco. I still wish you have a show devoted on this. I'd be the referee, just have Paul and Ben just going at it.
But in fairness to Ben, I think he feels like because he's as passionate about it as he is, he's the fall guy and he's there to get shot at by everybody because he's downing on Imaku. And I think I don't want to speak for you, Ben, but look, you're not saying the guy's crap and doesn't try and doesn't have a go and isn't dangerous.
No, absolutely not.
Your frustration is he doesn't deliver the numbers and the stats that you need to be a top quality player. And boy, if he did, he would be phenomenal. But the great debate, I think you said it, Paul, he is worth his place at the moment. He is, Ben, I would go slightly different in that he does seem to frighten defenders. He didn't that defender on Saturday, didn't try and take him on many times, but Southampton, they were on the back foot. They were under, and the fans were, like I think it was said after the game, the fans were, who was that guy on the left wing, that Kaku? He was, whoever he is, he was, what they'll say is he was a real danger. Yeah. They then don't look, Ben, at, does he actually create anything or get assists and goals? But you're right with that. He does need to contribute. The sort of player he is, one goal in, is it 60-odd games?
63.
I mean, it's appalling, isn't it? Yeah. It's appalling, isn't it? But does he contribute in a game? He does. I mean, you say you'd like to see his heat map, Paul. I'd like to see Ben's heat map while he's watching him, to be fair.
Again, it's just...
He frustrates us all, Ben. I'm with you. I'm like, 1 minute, I'm like,
it's infuriating.
Hell, he's brilliant. And the next minute, no, what you doing? That's a terrible ball.
Well, that chance that went over the crossbar, the shot that you had... you've got the privilege of watching it back in action replay, but as he makes that run and he goes past, he had about 2 or 3 options there. And you look at Aziz's reaction when he hits that shot, it goes over the crossbar. Aziz goes absolutely mad. Like he throws his arm there because I think Aziz was ready for the ball to be played to him for him to hit it with his left foot straight away. He had the chance to shoot the edge of the box. But Mark doesn't seem to have that in football intelligence.
There's a pass on.
It's just head down and just
run and shoot the ball and go the other way. Do something a bit different.
Or backheel it to not sure who's behind them.
Well, he could. He had Kelly. He could have played it off to.
Yeah.
Or he could have stopped on it and played it back out. So I think it was RBW.
Or like Angelo said on his post match, it was Crama was waiting on the edge, so he could even played Crama in, who could have then run in and had a shot.
It was Crama. I thought it was That's right, Chris Brown. And that's Ben's point. You're right, aren't you? That's where if it ain't coming, and I always thought he needs a run of games. He's had his run of games in his preferred position, and but like you say, Paul, I wouldn't drop him right now. He'd be playing tomorrow night, and if his head's right and he's in the game, he's a danger, but is he creative? When I spoke to the guy about Ballo from Austria, he said Ballo does a lot of assisting the assist. Don't know if any of you watched it. He said that. It's a bit weird, but
going all American
saying,
now.
He might not. He might. Sorry, no.
Going all American now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it sounds like.
He's got good offense, but not so good defense.
No, but you think about it. Is he assisting the assist of a goal? Is he creating the speed?
No, he ain't doing that, to be fair. I can't make
This is
that.
a great debate. I think he does, Ben. I think he does. Or maybe the assist of the assist of the assist.
Can I just say,
I said the other week, right? Here's the telltale sign. So Ballo's numbers are what? 4 goals and 1 assist or whatever it is this season. He's gone missing for 2 or 3 games. Would you then rather have someone who has 4 goals and 1 assist in your team, or someone like a Maraku with 1 assist? I don't think there's a debate there.
I prefer Ballo.
On form, I'd say Maraku's playing his role at the moment.
I think
there's no faith in him delivering a goal or assist. Is my point. Ballo might not be on form disco, but I know he's got the ability to pick.
He's got the ability.
Yes. But what he might be doing is occupying that left side and allowing a bit of space in the middle, or him allowing a little bit of space on the right hand side for Aziz to flourish. You know, look, it's a brilliant debate.
I don't go for that. I mean, it's all well and good having players being occupied to allow other players to thrive, but you could have Ballo out there having players occupied, watching him and trying to defend against him. But equally, he's got end product. You look at the cross he delivered for Crama against was it Southampton? Was it Southampton?
Yeah. Brilliant.
The way he delivered it. You look at the charts for Zack Sturge. Yeah, he only come off the bench for those sort of 10, 15 minutes.
Great.
But it's the ball he played through. Would a Maraku play that ball in? Probably not.
No.
Maraku will try and create a shot for himself or whatever. But Ballo, I think technically is a better player, but he's also got the football brain, which is what we're saying. I don't think Maraku has got that football intelligence.
But before Ballo was dropped, he wasn't contributing, was he? He'd gone off the boil. Portsmouth away. What was the home game? It was poor. Sorry?
Birmingham away.
Yeah, but it was poor. Wasn't in the game. Maraku is normally in a game. Look, that's my only defence of him.
But to defend
we've
Ballo,
got a real split.
Wasn't Ballo playing on the right wing? And we'll say he didn't look comfortable on that right wing, do you remember? Yeah, and
no, he didn't. No, fair point. He was in a different
on the right, and he didn't look.
Yeah.
Also, this comment by Alex MFC, and I'm sure, unless I dreamt it, did Carl Bates say it on commentary something similar to this? So Alex is saying Sinclair Armstrong was a threat when he came on Saturday, but he didn't create anything. Hence, he's on the bench most weeks. And I'm pretty sure Carl Bates did that, didn't he, this guy?
Yes.
You know? So interesting. Look, we could be here all night. As
it's
you
a great debate. It's a great debate, and
debate.
You're not wrong. We're not wrong. It's a real conundrum.
Yeah.
I'm agree. Look, Alex is playing him at the moment. He's playing him for a reason. And part of that reason is availability of squad. But then again, there's players like Ballo who you'd say, oh, I'd put him in front of him. He isn't doing. Why isn't he doing? He's seeing something, isn't he? And I don't think, just in my opinion, I don't think he's a total waste of space. He doesn't do absolutely rock all. He does put defenders on their heels, but the end product is frighteningly poor. But then, as other people have said, dead ball, he looks like he can cross and he can.
And also, not forgetting, defensively, he does a really good job. Yeah, he works hard, he tracks out, he puts tackles in, doesn't he? You know, he does that side of the which Alex Neil, we know, absolutely loves, doesn't he, in a player? So
I just want to end this argument, Joe, and just say, do I hope he comes good? Absolutely. Do I want him to come good? Yes. I'm just being critical of him, like we are doing with all the players. Yeah. And until his output and numbers improve, I'll always be critical.
That's a fair challenge, Ben. Very fair.
In case the guys are in the chat and are falling asleep here, I want to get you guys involved. Would you be happy to see a Ben versus Paul debate and carry this topic
You've just
on?
had it.
During the Christmas
thing is though, as well, Joe, if Ben weren't, if you didn't wind Ben up, then I'd let it go so easy because I'm not that bothered. I really ain't. But just the fact I get to twist it a little bit makes it better. But the way my brain works, and we'll probably go into him in a minute, but someone like Alfie Doughty, who's got unbelievable, just his left foot, ability, but I want more from him.
Yeah.
So I would get more frustrated looking at Doughty than I would at Maraku, because Maraku, I think you're doing the best you can. I don't think you've got it. Whereas Doughty, I think you've got everything.
He's got more to give.
Can I see more?
Yeah, good shout. Gosh, should we move on? Femi Aziz, not his best game, everyone's saying, but yet he played a big part in us scoring that goal, didn't he? In a huge part, I would say. What do you make of his performance? And is he allowed to have a bad game?
He's a poor man's Immaculate.
He's a poor man's Immaculate, he said.
Brilliant.
The Ballon d'Or winner can have a night off.
Are you going to argue that one? Are you going to argue that point, Ben?
No, I'm not going to let that one go. The Ballon d'Or winner can have a day off, mate. And, the only surprise was, mate, that he didn't stick that chance away. Genuinely, like you expect that from him now, don't you? So again, was it his best game? No, but played a big part in the goal. It's again the intelligence of knowing where the ball's potentially going to break and his positioning of being out wide and then getting into the box to. I didn't expect that then.
Sorry. The fucking elephant.
Yeah, listen, so the Ballon d'Or winner can have a game off, mate.
Yeah. A good point here from Neo Quest. Starting Doughty on left tomorrow, bringing a mark on his impact sub. Could we, with Sturge making a claim for that left back spot and making that his own spot now, could Doughty play on that left side and have Aziz on the right, maybe, and then having Bangura Williams in the 10? I don't know. Is that an option? Or do you think, again, a Marku is the preferred option to have?
I think Alex currently prefers him, but that is an option, definitely, in my mind. Yeah.
As the quality that he possesses, and we talk about, having that end product. Doughty's certainly got that, hasn't he? With that left foot of his. That could be an option. So anything more on Femi Aziz, or are we just kind of brush it under the carpet and say, you know what? He didn't have the best game. Because again, a bit like you said this go earlier, when we know the score, we know who's going to score, who's not. When I saw that charge for Aziz the very first time, when I saw him hit it with his right foot and it came to his left foot, I'm thinking, yeah, bury it. It's on his left foot, the ball's bouncing right in front of the goal. He should have done better there, shouldn't he, really?
Go on, Paul.
Oh, sorry, mate. I mean, for the goal, he did well. Like you say, great ball to him. Lovely touch of his right foot. Shot comes back, left foot. There wasn't much else in the game. He worked hard, and more importantly, he didn't get injured. Because that's my other way with him. Obviously, we need him. He's our talisman. So you are allowed an off game. There was a lot of. It's a massive pitch there. Honestly, when you're watching it, you're thinking, I don't think it looks bigger than Wembley. It just looks huge. So he's covered a lot of ground. He's come off. He's not injured. Just it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a goal tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I got the impression he had a bug or something. He just didn't seem to have the energy levels that he normally has.
Good point.
But even that, he still, as you say, Paul, he put shift in. There was a few flashes of brilliance. There was a lovely little touch on the second half, wasn't there, when he spun and he put Maraku in. Was it first half where he put it wide for Maraku to? I think it might have been the Maraku shot into South Wales.
Orbit.
Sorry.
It's into orbit,
yeah. But so he, and as you say, great for setting up. But I don't think he was 100% fit, and I mean physically, not necessarily, not in terms of energy levels. I wouldn't mind betting he had a bit of a cold or something, but still contributed. That's the thing.
Just seeing the scores coming through from the guys in the chat. So Southampton winning 3-0 against West Brom, and then you got Borough 1-0 up now. It seems at the moment.
That's a child, isn't it?
Yeah. But
Sheffield Wednesday beating Watford as well at Watford.
Wow.
Are they? Bloody hell. My mate's going to that as well. He's a big Watford fan. And I spoke to him earlier. He was like, definitely 3 points there in the bag for us. Jesus. And I said
what
to
a team
him,
Southampton are.
I said the other day, I said Sheffield Wednesday weren't a bad side when we played them. I know we beat them. I thought they were tougher than Southampton weren't they, to play against?
Very good side. Yeah, good side.
So anyway, guys, last player I want to end off with is Mihailo Ivanovic. Personally, I thought he led the line superbly, and again, I think Andrew mentioned it in his post-match as well, that we're suddenly seeing him being more up for it. I mean, he's pressing another 90 minutes. He works so hard. He's showing a bit more aggression. He's getting stuck in and trying to do all the right things. What do you make of his performance, guys? Whoever wants to jump in?
Look, I think he's really improving all the time. We've asked him to give us more, and I think he is doing. Still doesn't get a lot of protection from refs, does he? And he needs to learn how to do that. Again, there was a great example of the defender was all over him, He then gave a little back, and the ref gave a free kick to the defender. And Carl Bates and the co-commentator said you could just see that coming. And it's right. It was absolutely must be frustrating to him, but he should, without getting himself in the book, he needs to get in the ref's ear like Mitrovic used to. You know, fucking come on, ref, I need a bit of protection. You know. But he's doing a lot better. And look, two things I'd say about him. One, that much as it looked it, that wasn't the easiest of finishes, because it was, even though it was a great ball from RBW, it was up off the ground. That could have easily gone up into Rose.
And he placed it between the keeper and the defender, right in that middle spot there, didn't he?
Beautiful. And that is where he is top notch finishing, isn't he? He is the business. And I'll tell you what, he literally collapsed on his knees at the end, didn't he? Yeah. He was exhausted. Now,
you think that was his reason for not getting involved in the tear up?
Yeah, but
he was
down. He just wimp out of it.
Yeah,
I think he was more worried that he'd actually. Before. I don't want to say what our song is, but he might actually do that to someone. I think that's what it was, mate.
Love it.
I don't know if you see the bit after. Joe, where so when they're doing like the celebrations, can't think what like the outtakes, whatever you called, and you got Femi Aziz pushing him over, and I do feel like he's going to be one of them players where he obviously had a bit of a hissy fit because there was a move on for him, weren't a move. Well, obviously, we apparently was after someone else to replace him, didn't go through, and all that sort of stuff. And he's got his head down. He's got a new contract. Still didn't seem right. And now he's got a few goals, and you can see the little smile coming back and that confidence. Yeah. And I just think we need to keep fueling it, keep bigging him up, keep telling him how great he is, and just hopefully he'll carry us, because we need him at the end of the day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, what a stat from Angelo. 3 in 5. 3 in 5 he's got.
3 goals in the last 5 games. Yeah.
That's what you want from a striker.
You're right. Just read George comment here. So George says, my son said he loves the show. He's watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Bailey boy. So good on you, Bailey. So again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the channel. As you know, everything we do for this show goes to Cancer Research UK, and every month Chris gives us an update or a total what we've raised for the month. I tell you, it's so lovely when we get those little messages coming through. So we've raised this much this month, and blah blah blah, and it all goes to our end of season total. So you can do your bit just by liking, commenting at the end as well, and subscribing. So please do that if you haven't done so already. Guys, I just want to touch on very quick on the subs, because I want to move forward very quickly now if we can. So we talked about Ballo, and we talked about Alfie Doughty. Langstaff, he came on last sort of 10 minutes. I think that's what Langstaff does well for us. He does come on the last 10 minutes, fresh pair of legs. He presses, he hurries, he's quite destructive, and he kind of runs, and those kind of lines a little bit. I mean, does he do much more than that? In my opinion, I don't think he does. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't really need to talk much about Langstaff, do we?
Should we skip that one? Move on.
I think he'll probably go in January, mate, is my opinion. He must be getting frustrated with the lack of game time. I think if we're in the mix of where we're potentially going to be, I think they'll want to get someone else in higher up the pitch to support
Mihailo,
BFS and obviously Coburn when he's back fit. But I'd anticipate, given his age and lack of game time, he'll probably want to move on, mate. He's not going to get that opportunity anymore, is he, with us? I don't think. More than what he's getting.
And last player I want to talk about is Danny McNamara. I know what you guys thought of his performance when he come on. I think Danny gives you what he gives you, and he every time he puts that shirt on, he's going to battle. He's going to work hard, and I thought he didn't really put a foot, wrong, did he, defensively? Would you guys agree?
He's perfect for that scenario. If you're against a team, if you're against a massive team that are
you under the
a lot of the ball they're attacking, or you're winning and you want to see out a game, he's perfect.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it.
Solid.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Okay, guys. So that is pretty much it. Now we're going to move forward because we've reached the 90-minute mark, and I've got a feeling this show's going to touch on the 2-hour mark, the way things are going at the moment. How did we get this far without having mentioned the mass brawl at the end of the game? I mean, it's beyond me. We've done really well. That's discipline. That is for you. We stick to the script. We don't go off track, do we? We stick to it. So I've got a little guys. If you haven't seen this already, I'll be surprised if you haven't yet already. I'm going to play you the ending here when everything's sort of kicking off. So just bear with 1 second while I get this up on the screen for us.
and Millwall have all 3 points. What a victory this has been for the Lions. They have worked so hard, this team. Mihailo Ivanovic just is dropped to his knees. There's actually a scuffle on the sidelines between the two benches, but not entirely sure what's happened here. But all hell has broken loose. Cannot see what's going on, but it's ugly scenes here. People just need to calm down. Bristol City have been desperate trying to get into this. And I don't know what's happened, but whatever's happened, it's off the pitch. Millwall have won it. So, final score here at Ashton Gate. Millwall have won, courtesy of Mihailo Ivanovic. We shall leave it at that. Final score, Bristol City 0, Millwall 1. We'll see you midweek at Derby.
Love it. Guys, what do you make of it? We're led to believe that it started over a bit of an awkward handshake between Alex Neil and Gerhard Struber, where I don't know whether he didn't want to shake his hand. I think he didn't want to shake Alex Neil's hand, and then he did reach out, and then Alex thought, you know what, sod you, I'm not going to shake your hand now. And then obviously Jason Knight comes over, shoves Alex Neil, and then of course Livers then steams in, doesn't he? And rightly so, protects the gaffer, and it all kind of kicks off. What do you make of all that?
Love it. Love it. I love it. It reminds me of my youth. It reminds me of my youth watching Millwall. Like that's just not in the game much anymore. But that was what made me fall in love with Millwall. Like that was part of it. That was all. That whole, like, if you want to go, we'll go mentality is what made me fall in love with it.
What did you make of Ballo, Paul? What do you make of Ballo? We tried to
brilliant, wasn't it?
The BFS. So he turns around, he sees it, he literally just drops him, doesn't he? and sneaks back. I love that. And the funny thing is, Mihailo sort of like looking over, but he's like, I ain't getting up. I'm staying here. Like, you know.
Typical striker.
Yeah.
I just loved it, mate. Everyone fighting for each other. And even a special mention for Livers, just because he has had little bits of stick here and there over the years. And even the fact that he stayed on, at first I even questioned it. I'm thinking, well, why is he's Harris's man? And he obviously stayed on. But he's like, you touch my mate. Come on, then we'll go for it. And he stuck straight up for him. So now Alex Neil's not going to be in trouble, whatever happens, because he's not been pushing or shoving anyone. It'll be Livers and Jason Knight or whatever. But yeah, I just loved it, mate.
Yeah, it was funny. I without sort of trying to name drop too much, I messaged Paul Eiffel, because obviously they're close mates back in those days and growing up in that 2000 class of 2000, what it was, you know. And I showed him the video clip. Of course, he's in New Zealand, so they're like, how many hours behind? So he wakes up to it and he responds back. He's like, love it, Livers. Because to be honest, he goes, you know, wouldn't expect anything less from him. Because like, although he was quiet back in the day, Livers as a player, he was always up for the fight, you know. And apparently they're all on their group chat. I think Harris is on there as well. Daishi, Birch, Warner, Ronnie Ball. They're all on this group chat. And apparently they're all laughing their heads off and watching it back, you know, with Livers. So I love that. It's that Millwallness, seen it back from back in the early 2000s, you know.
Well, Voldemort was definitely out of my order when to start with. What an ugly fucker he is, that manager of theirs as well.
Yeah.
And look, clearly he must have refused Alex's shake, and then he's gone back to him like that. Look, I get Knight has come across when he's seen Alex saying to him, "Nah, fuck you, mate." But I'll tell you what, a player can't be doing that to a coach, can he? He cannot be doing it twice. Not just
surely
once.
That's got to be
twice.
That's not a fine. That's banning games. You can't go to the manager and shove a manager in the chest like that, can you?
Should be. Definitely.
That's terrible.
Hopefully not for the 29th of December, because that little fucker is going to get some a real big time at the Den.
Yeah. I like George's comment there as well. Do you remember the old Herlock back in the late 80s? It's just saying, you know, Terry's going to get you.
Yeah.
So I love it if the Mill fans start singing "Livers going to get you."
Livers was brilliant. Livers was brilliant. There was one other. I don't know who it is. Who's the guy in the black tracksuit giving it the big one for them? He's got a black tracksuit on and beard, and he's giving it the big one. And I think he went down. He's piling in, and then he went down.
I think he slipped down, didn't he? He gets back in again.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but he deserves a slap as well.
Do you know what I saw, which is lovely for the young pups? If you look while that's kicking off, there's another melee on the other side kicking off, and that was because. And I know this because obviously I spoke to him. Is that our physio was getting done by one of their players,
right?
And Ryes Bangura Williams and Camille Negley, they like the physio, and those two, if you watch it, they steam over and grab hold of this player because he was attacking their physio, and because they like the physio, they were sticking up for him.
Yeah,
and I love that. You've got two young kids there, straight in there defending our physio. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just shows you, what it's a real camaraderie there amongst the boys.
You wouldn't want to write off Camille Negley either, would you?
No, exactly. He's a big old unit, yeah.
We do need a physio, so we can't have him getting injured in their defence. They ain't got a choice.
Yeah.
See, 14 people he looks after.
Again,
exactly.
Bangura Williams has got it up there, mate. He's smart. You didn't see him actually protecting the physio, did you?
Exactly.
He was trying to undo his shoelaces.
He went off in the wrong direction, didn't he, Matthew?
Somebody said their point. There can't be points deduction, surely.
You know what? They shouldn't be, but it would not put it past. They'll try it. They'll do whatever they can to stop from going up, wouldn't they? I'm sure they will.
That would be disgusting. Yeah. Williams is saying he's that player. He needs to get one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he was giving it a bit. Williams, whoever that is, injured player.
That might be.
Really, he will get injured.
Yeah,
just a little shout out, because I rang my old man this morning. I was listening to TalkSport and they were talking about the Championship. They were talking about obviously all the clubs that are really doing well. Like Sheffield United, they're down in 15th, and Southampton are down in 3rd. No mention of us doing well. Obviously, they did mention. Gabriel Bonlahor did mention the ruck afterwards. So I just want to say, I hope someone shits on your doorstep, Gabriel Bonlahor, you prick.
Hey guys, look, just for a bit of fun. I don't know if you picked up on that at the end, but our very own Max McLennan, head of Millwall Media. Now, 1 minute he's up in the rafters with Carl Bates doing the commentary. For some reason, he must have literally jumped down to the bottom, and he gets on the pitch WWE style, right? And look, without giving it away, watch him in the black coat here.
So, final score here at Ashton Gate. Millwall have won, courtesy of Mihailo.
It gives all this little push in here, little shove there. Look. Oh my God, brilliant. So look, guys, I said to you guys off there, what can we think of? We've got to think of a wrestling name for Max McLennan. What would it be? And guys in the chat, get involved as well. Think of a name, a wrestling name.
I thought it was for us.
Yeah,
you said for your own name.
Oh no, for Max.
You said for us. So I've been sat there thinking about
oh, go on then.
Max the Mud Slammer. How's that?
What's yours? Max the
Mud Slammer.
Love that. Guys in the chat, what's the wrestling name for Max? I've got a few written down here. I'll let you guys go first. Do you have suggestions?
Okay, it took me long enough to think of one for me. Let alone
mate.
Okay, I've got a few here. Right, what do you reckon? The big Max Daddy McLennan. That's a tribute to Big Daddy Cool, aka Diesel. But except his finishing move is like a pram power bomb. Obviously got a baby, isn't he? Baby Theo. Smash it down. Then I was thinking, how's that? Then I'm thinking Max the Heartbreak Dad McLennan. That's the Shawn Michaels vibes. Yeah. Then I've got the Ultimate Dad Warrior. That's inspired by Ultimate Warrior. But instead of running to the ring, Max is running to the cot. Like, when the baby's screaming and crying. Then we've got Stone Cold Max McLennan. Because sometimes it's like you've got to crack open that bottle of milk in your 3 a.m. in the morning, isn't you? And then my favourite one here, right, is Max Macho Man McLennan.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Joe. Yeah. I'm having
Welcome, baby Theo, to the madness. Love it. So we've got a few in the chat here.
I'm surprised you didn't put your leotard on, Joe, the way you're
I know. We've got Triple M from Roger. Triple M. Got Mad Max from Alex. Love that. Got a Mad Max as well from Tommy there as well. We got
brilliant
Mad Jack McLennan. That's Jack. Is that Jack Hacksaw? I'm pretty sure Jack Hacksaw.
Right.
Love that.
You know your wrestlers, Joe.
Oh mate, back in the 80s, Max the Mouth does more damage on the mic. You thought about this too much. I have. I should give up. Right, guys. That kind of brings us near to the end. So let's talk about tomorrow's game against Derby. Obviously, it's a massive game. We've got a big injury crisis, as you know. Is it right? I read somewhere we've got about 8 central midfielders out injured.
He said, didn't he? Alex said that.
So I guess my question to you guys in the chat and as well as the panel, is who the hell plays in midfield tomorrow? I suppose we go for the 3, whether it be the pivot and the 2 number 8s, or do we go with 2 defensive, 1 and a 10? But with what's available at the moment, guys, who would you pick as our 3 midfielders at the moment? Supposing we do go for 3 in the middle. I guess the options we've got at the moment, potentially you've got Bangura Williams, you've got Dan Kelly's available. And that's pretty much it, really. I mean, are we allowed to bring in the youngsters? Can they come in, like the under 21s, the likes of Lamptey?
Yeah, you won't do
who we've
that.
seen.
I wonder.
Can they play?
Yeah, they can play. They definitely can play. I know he put Doughty there. I wonder if we're going to go 5 at the back. I wonder if he's going to kind of shore up that defence a bit. I don't know. I'm just guessing, just because you just think to start the match, if you're going to play 2 centre midfield or 2 or 3, that's a very young and experienced midfield. So do you kind of give them a bit more of a base behind them and go from there, or do you just go same again? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting, mate. Put it that way.
I love livers, that. You put livers in the team. Turn back the clocks. So you reckon 5 at the back? What do you guys reckon formation wise? Do we go 5 at the back, or do we go stick with the 4-1-4-1? That seems to be working quite well for us at the moment.
Look, it's conceivable what Paul's saying, because he's got to look at who he's got available and getting a strongest, set up as possible. But it just seems to be working for us right now, doesn't it? Although it couldn't be a worse blow having Casper out, to be fair. Personally, if we stick with the same lineup, I'll be honest. I think what he'll go with is what he sort of went with Saturday. So I think RBW will play deeper, and I know so that goes against my thoughts there about his defensive capabilities. But I think I'm then supporting what you guys are saying. I think he is putting the yards in now, and I go back to I think we've all said. I'd rather see what he can do creatively than defensively.
Yeah.
And I think he'll probably put Negley more central. But you could understand Ballo probably going in there. I think you said earlier, Joe, because he probably might do a little bit more of the dirty work.
The off the ball stuff,
Yeah. But I think other than that, I think it'd be a similar lineup, to be honest.
Good point, this guy. Also, Alex MFC said Kelly and Alfie. We've heard that quite a few times. Doughty playing in the middle alongside Kelly with RBW in the 10. Interesting. All 3 of them are left footers, aren't they, as well? So it'd be, I don't know whether that means anything, but, it just seems strange having 3 left footers playing in centre mid. That's how makeshift we are at the moment.
My only concern with Alfie going in there is fitness.
Yeah.
And potentially risking injury with him going in there. Obviously, he's going to have to do a hell of a lot of running.
True.
That would be my only concern with Doughty going in. Has he got the ability to do it? Yeah, definitely. But he hasn't obviously been durable, is he, this season, should we say? So that'd be my only concern with him going in there.
Rob Morgan just said Lamptey's injured. That's right. I remember now. He's been out for quite some time, hasn't he? There's another one there from Jeff Max, the Marauder. Shut up, Joe. Livermore. Everyone wants Livermore back in the team. Look, we'll say Livermore for the Bristol City game, won't we? So
it is a challenge. I tell you, that's our biggest challenge, isn't it? Is putting out a strong enough team in the middle there.
Yeah. If you did go for the 4-1-4-1 formation, Paul, who would you pick as a midfield 3?
Kelly, RBW, and probably would go Day, just because he's a bit more tenacious. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It depends if, obviously, I know it's Saturday to Wednesday, but the players look so knackered. Like Aziz is limping at the end, Ivanovic is on the floor. So I just think it depends on. I trust Alex Neil basically, but he's going to have to try and see who he can patch up, and we don't want any more bloody injuries. So he's going to have to utilise his squad because then we've got to go again Saturday. He's going to have to find a way around it, isn't he? I'm genuinely intrigued to see. I've got no idea.
It'd be interesting. And I think that probably leads me to think that he will change formation, going by what you said there, Paul. I think sometimes you've got a kind of factor of formation that's going to suit the players a little bit as well, especially if we're quite light in the middle there. One of the guys mentioned in the chat earlier, I can't remember who it was now, he said, what about Kamal Grant playing in that kind of holding role in front of the defence and that kind of pivot role? Yeah, he's a beast, he's a unit, he can put a tackle in, just to protect the back four, and then you can allow Dan Kelly and Bangura Williams to play in the 8, I guess, couldn't you, you know? Or even Crama, could Crama do a job there and then put Danny Mack right back instead? You know, I wouldn't put Danny Mack there. I mean, years ago, you know, look at Man United and those eras, like in Arsenal, they used to play like Phil Neville in centre mid, didn't they? Even though he was a fullback, remember? And I'm pretty sure they used to play Ronnie Johnson in midfield as well. Sometimes he was a defender. Is it because the game's changed a lot, or just that there are better players technically, maybe that can do a job in midfield, and we haven't got the luxury of having a defender that can play midfield? I don't know, but
could you put years ago? Would Danny Mack central, or is that too risky defensively, or not?
I think defensively,
I
think defensively he'd be great. It's whether or not he'll get, you know, whether he's got that pass in him to create or do much in the middle. I don't know. You know.
I will say quickly that Derby have got their 2 main centre midfielders out as well, which is a bit of a touch. Lewis Travis and David.
Oh, really?
I just say Azo, the Palace.
Oh yeah.
They got a loan, so that's a bit of a touch that they're both out. Colton Morris is out injured.
Correct.
So it's not like, I know we've got a load of injuries, but I also feel like, but we got a chance. I'm positive, despite I don't know why, because it makes no sense. I don't even, if you're telling me to name 3 players, and I'm really struggling, but I still feel like we're going to go there and get something.
Yeah.
They've lost their last 3 as well, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know, there was a weird stat Saturday. They had 70% possession against Leicester at home. I was thinking, surely that's not a...
Wow.
I mean, apparently, or just under 70% possession.
I mean, that suits us.
And I was thinking, that's what I'm thinking. And I looked before that, they are there again. It was down to like 30s and 40%, which was a shame, because I was thinking, but if we do let them have the ball, I do think that will suit us, and we will be able to then pick up them little spaces and hopefully use our quality at that end to get a goal or 2.
Yeah, just looking at it, you're right, Paul. They did, and Leicester had 5 shots with 5 on target. So was it a bit of a smash and grab? But I mean, that's going to suit us the way we play, especially away from home, right?
Look at George's lineup here with Max in goal, Sturge left back, Cooper, Taylor, Danny Mack, Kelly, Alfie Negley, Bangura Williams, Femi, Ido Maraku. So no Crama. You drop Crama?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Negley can't play that deep. He hasn't got the work rate for it. He can't.
No. Yeah, I think he's changed it. Sorry, and he's got Crama right back. There you go. Centre mid, Doughty, Kelly, and Bangura Williams. It's a case for Doughty to play in the middle. I don't think he would normally, but you know, potentially that could be.
Look, he might have to. I think that's the thing, mate. He might have to.
Is the clue? He brought Negley on first. He brought Negley on for Casper, didn't he?
Yeah, that's a clue.
He dropped Kelly. Didn't Kelly
You're
drop?
right.
And RBW dropped as well. Did he drop in with Negley?
Yeah.
So maybe it'd be something like that. You know.
Also, guys, a couple of guys asked. Cole's asked, and John's asked. Well, what's happened to Lovelace? Anyone know? I haven't seen him play for the under-21s after his appearance. I really do hope he's not injured again.
He's sure.
Was he on the bench against Bristol City?
He come on, did no. He wasn't on the bench.
No.
But he come on against Southampton.
Was he not? Was he not even on the bench either in that game?
Or Sheffield.
That's not good, is it?
No.
He didn't feature for the under-21s this week, and he wasn't in the squad for Bristol City.
No.
So that
he's
tells me
forget about him. Just forget about him.
Yeah, I think you're right. So anyway, what we're going for, guys? Score predictions, and guys in the chat, get your score predictions in. What we're going for tomorrow. Start with yourself, Paul.
I'm gonna go 2-1 win. I'm gonna be positive. 2-1 win.
Yeah.
Ivanovic and Maraku.
It's got to come sometime. It's got to come.
Exactly.
4,000 to 1.
He said himself it's getting closer, he reckons. So
so it's Christmas. So it's Christmas.
Yeah. What about yourself?
I'm confident.
I surprising stat from Stato earlier, because I knew I like it when we we go to grounds where we have not a bad record. And I know a lot of people were saying Bristol, we never get anything. I contradict. I always think we sort of win one, lose one there. It might be we lose two and win one, but I don't think we've had a bad record over the years. So I was quite confident going there. Derby are very similar, aren't they? Like last year, we nicked a 1-0. However, I do think it's going to catch up with us a little bit, the legs on it, but not enough for us to lose. So I'm going to sit on the fence and go for a 1-1 draw. And I think Ido will pass it to Negley, who will pass it to the BFS.
So he'll get the assist. He'll get the assist.
So he'll get an assist to
the assist. There you go.
It'll be Mihailo to get another goal, keep his run going. 1-1.
Cheers, Disco. Paul, is this your tattooist on here, is it?
Yeah, they're massive Millwall fans. So you got Sammy and Louise. Studio One tattoos in Bexley. Well, where's it? Don't come Barner, I suppose it comes under. But yeah, just unbelievable.
Where they're based? So they've done your arm, have they?
Under. Yeah, they've done mine. They've done also Millwall players as well. Danny Mack, Aidan O'Brien.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing.
What does your arm say?
Is that a new one?
I've got Mill FC tattooed on my dick. Do you want to see?
Does it say I love Maraku?
Does it extend to Millwall?
It's a family of lions. So it's,
brilliant.
Basically, I've got me, wife, 3 kids on my arm.
And a picture of Ido Maraku as well on the forearm.
Yeah, no, he's downstairs. They've done a cracking job.
Looks brilliant, that, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, guys. If you get your tattoos done, go to
Studio One.
How long does that take, Paul, for that?
That's probably about 12 hours in total.
Jesus.
12 hours.
Wow.
But
you have it in one go? You have it done in one go?
No, I'm not that manly. No, I had to keep going this right. So I was like working in the mornings and going in the afternoon, or vice versa. But they're brilliant. Proper Millwall fans as well, not just like Saturday Mill fans. They know everything about it. They always listen.
Good.
Brilliant.
The only dodgy thing was they really like you, Disco. So I always judge people differently.
You got to give Disco a free tattoo.
So I've got that now. Yeah, but I'll get accused of having a midlife crisis if I have a tattoo.
Who they called again? Who they called again, Dan? Paul, sorry.
Studio One tattoos. Yeah.
Studio One tattoos. If Disco comes in for a tattoo, will you do him a little cheeky one for free?
A full cock tattoo.
A Millwall on my dick like Paul.
We want. No,
I can only get MFC.
Disco. We want the dance emoji. Dance emoji, Disco. Do it for Disco. Go on. Do it 360th.
Get out of it. Move on, you bugger. Yeah, Jesus.
We'll do it. Ben, what's your prediction?
There's too much going on in my head at the minute. I said 2-1 for Bristol City. I'm with Disco. I think it'll be a draw. I just think, I think just the legs in midfield is going to be an issue. I think it's going to be a bit makeshift, isn't it? That's my only concern. Who's going to score? I'm going to go with Doughty. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nice one.
Why not?
I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win at RBW to get the winner. I can see us getting another clean sheet.
Brilliant.
Jake Cooper's there at the back. Kyle Taylor, Crama, Sturge, Max at the goal. They're gonna, defend well. I think Dan Kenny's gonna work his arse off in that kind of defensive midfield role, and I think Ryes is gonna perform a bit of magic and produce the goods and get us the goal. And we're gonna nick it 1-0. 1-0 away from home. Let's see what the chat says. We've got 2-1. Serb and Femi. Away 1-0 win for the Wall. 1-0 Ivanovic from John. 1-1 for Rob. 1-0. There you go. Kenneth. 1-0 RBW. 1-0 BFS. 3-0 to us. Gary Miles. It came off 5 minutes the second half. 21s. Oh, this is the about Stack Lovelace, yeah?
Right.
Okay. Chris Brown's going 1-1 RBW. Danny's going for 2-0. Kelly scores tomorrow. Good.
Hope so.
2-0 BF, both goals for Jeff.
Oh, go on, Jeff.
Doughty and Cooper, 2-0 for David. 1-0 for Floki and Marku. Just to wind Ben up. And George knows the Studio One tattoo. Great tattoo shop. There you go. Sammy.
That's it.
Kent, that's it.
That's her name.
All right, okay. 1-0. Oh, she's a female.
Yeah.
The artist. Okay.
Bex
1-0.
Why was that so surprising?
What?
I'm just saying. I just, you know. I don't know. Let's go back to the chat.
I can't have been willing down if it's a woman.
1-0.
Yeah.
Just anyway, 1-0, the big fucking Serb. Here we go. Chris Brown, 1-1. There we go. Here we go. Alex 1-1. 2-1, Mihailo and Doughty for Colin. Livers to get TKO 95th minute. Love it.
That's good.
Alex Neil, the 12th round. 1-0, Dan Kelly. There you go. 7-0. That's optimistic from Neo. Serb hat-trick in Marku 4. Just to wind up my bench. Right, guys, look, that's it. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. We do appreciate it. Guys, anything you want to say before we say goodbye to our listeners? So start with yourself, Paul. Last words. Good to have you back. Do you have to wait 3 years again till you come back again, Paul? You're going to be back soon?
No, I'll be back soon. I'll find a way. Yeah, I'll find a way. Make sure I'm on I might find a way. Just, thanks. Honestly, the people that obviously do it a lot more regular than me, you're just all brilliant, and raising this much money for cancer research and stuff, you're all diamonds. But to end it on a serious note, Ben, what was your wrestling name?
Oh yeah, I'm intrigued now. I know what it is.
My wrestling name was, and it feeds nicely into this, it was Cien Puntos. Anyone knows what that means?
Oh.
No balls.
No balls.
100 points.
100 points. All right, okay. Got that. So I did practice Russian, sorry. Cheers, Paul. Paul, don't leave it too long next time, mate. We'll get you back on again soon, yeah?
Hold on, what was Paul's? What was yours, Paul?
What was yours, Paul's?
I don't know now. I don't know the tone.
Come on.
Well, obviously, Paul, and I know I look like absolutely hench in the video, but I'm actually quite short, believe it or not. So I was going to just be P. Diddy, and then my thing was baby oil and sleeping tablets. And I brought them out into the wrestling ring and get them to sleep that way. So,
that's a special move. Put them to sleep. Don't. Cheers, Paul. Disco, final words.
You're welcome.
Brilliant. Well, I'll give you mine in a minute. But no, great show, lads. Obviously, really enjoyed it tonight. Some good debate and discussion. Listen, it's really positive, isn't it, right now, to be a Millwall fan, and the boys are doing us proud, and I think they will again tomorrow night. Thanks for everybody for watching, and like Paul says, like and subscribe, please. Put comments in the YouTube particularly. I know you all do comments during the show, but it's nice after the show, isn't it, to go on there and have a bit of discussion and slag Ben off about Ido Maraku on there.
Exactly.
He doesn't bite, honestly.
I was just about to say, Disco, I will just add last week I did have a little nibble.
A little nibble. But no, look, because it is good for the algorithms, Joe, isn't it? You know, and
it is.
That's why I had a nibble, Disco. It was just for the algorithm.
Yeah, it's all for charity, Ben. You know, as it would be. But no, please do. Great to be on. Look, as in terms of wrestling names, I was torn between two. I'm going to be greedy and two, and I thought, because I've got the disco link now, I thought, should I be the groovy grappler, which I thought was quite a decent one, yeah. Or probably my more favourite was the Mirrorball Maniac.
The Miserable Maniac.
The Mirrorball.
Mirrorball. I like it.
The disco ball. So I could come out with a big disco ball with my leotard on, roll off, straight in. Brilliant. Good stuff. Cheers, boys.
Excellent. Cheers, Fat Disco. Thanks for being with us. And Ben, final words from you, mate.
100 points, 100 goals.
Love it. We're back on the HRS Pistol League. Guys, thanks so much for being with us this evening. From a co-host, thank you for giving up your time so generously. Love to have you on. And thank you to you guys. Free Mirrorball tattoo for Disco. Hey! Job done. Got it on the old bum cheeks as well. Yeah? Yeah.
Oh God,
love that, guys. Listeners, thank you for being with us this evening. Do appreciate it again. Thank you for your likes and comments as well. And we will see you on the next one, which will be next Tuesday now, of course. And obviously from me and all the guys in the for the Chat with Chat podcast. Just want to say thank you very, very much for being with us, and enjoy the game tomorrow night. This is getting wrong. This is getting cracking. I'm going to end it now.
When I come back.
I know. He goes pure filth. Pure filth.
Apologies.
Actually, when Bex is here, she's one not doing loads of tone. Only joking, Bex is guys, enjoy the game tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.
Bye.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Hey, you